Hello everyone, this video is for the class +1, subject is economics, and we are going to start with the very first chapter of economics, that is introduction to economics. We are going to cover 4 topics under this chapter. Number 1 is meaning of economics, number 2 definitions of economics, number 3 nature of economics, number 4 scope of economics. Starting with the meaning of economics. What actually the economics means. First of all, economics is a branch of social science. This subject is related with the social science part. It studies about how the individuals, households, firms, industries, and government take decisions. Basically, economics helps us to take decisions. Now we should know that economics helps us in what kind of decision making. As we all know, there are very limited number of resources in a country or in a world, we can say, but the demands or needs of a man are not limited, they are unlimited. Therefore, to balance that limited demands and therefore, to balance that limited resources with the unlimited demands, economics helps a man to take an perfect decision how the man should complete all his needs, how the man should fulfill all its needs with such a limited number of resources, and he get the maximum satisfaction out of that decision. Simply, we can also say that it helps us to make the choices so that we can satisfy our most pressing infant wants and get the maximum gain out of that. Going towards the definitions of economics. Definitions, there are 4 definitions given by different economists. These definitions are named as wealth, material, scarcity, and growth definitions. We are going to discuss these definitions one by one, starting with the wealth definition. This definition is given by Adam Smith in 1776. He defines that economics is a subject in which inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation. For understanding this definition, we should know the meaning of wealth in the terms of economics. In ordinary language, the wealth means money. But in the language of economics, wealth refers to those goods which satisfy human wants. But we should remember, all goods which satisfy human wants are not wealth. For example, there is an air, sunlight that are very essential for us and we cannot live without them. But in economics, it will be not regarded as wealth because it is not unlimited in supply. Only those resources are counted as wealth which have limited supply. I hope this is clear with this. So talking about the definitions, Adam Smith said economics is the science of wealth. When the wealth is created in a nation, the amount of wealth is created in a nation is considered as economics. Next definition is material welfare definition. This definition is given by Alfred Marshall in his book Principle of Economics in 1890. He said economics is study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment with the use of material request of well-being. According to this definition, he studies about how the human beings' actions are how the human beings' actions are useful in the business. He only talks about the actions of human beings wealth in creating the wealth for the nation. Economics studies only the material part in this definition. Material part means only those human activities are counted which can be measurable in terms of money. This definition is not concerned with the nature or cause of wealth of nation. Uh, connected with the welfare of mankind. It only talks about the materialism. It neglects the activities of human welfare which cannot be quantified in terms of money. So we can say that only that activities which can be measured in terms of money are considered in the economics. Going on the next definition, scarcity definition. This definition is given by Lord Robbins in his book An Essay on Nature and Significance of Economic Science in 1932. He said, economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Told you earlier, there are unlimited resources and human beings have limited demand. Out of that resources, there are very alternative resources. And to choose that one best alternative resources is the best decision so that man can get a satisfaction. These definitions also talk about that the same thing. He said that man man have to balance these ends and scarce means of alternative uses according to his behavior. It depends upon the human behavior how he can maintain a balance between his demands and the resources. Next definition is a growth definition. It is given by a professor Paul A. Samuelson. He said that economics is a study of how men and society choose, with or without the use of money, to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in the future among various people and group of society. Basically, this definition is a mixture of above three definitions. He said economics is study. It studies about the man, how he choose the resources, how he choose the demand and balance the demand and resources. He also further added that economics is production and consumption of goods. He said man have to take a decision for production, then he have to distribute the commodities, and the distribution is for the consumption that can be take place in present as well as in future. Now we are going to talk about the nature of economics. Economics can be treated as science and economics can also be treated as an art. Talking about economics as a science. Economics is a science. Science is organized branch of knowledge. As we all know, science is defined as an organized branch of knowledge that analyze the cause and effect relationship. The economics is also an very well defined branch of knowledge that help us to identify the relationship between various things, like talking about the demands. It helps to maintain the relationship between the demands of human beings and the resources available in the society. Economics as a science is also known as, it can be classified as positive economics or normative economics. A positive economics means a positive science is that studies the relationship between two variables but does not give any valuable judgment. It only answer what is. It does not give any value judgment. It only deals with the fact. But on the other hand, normative economics, it passes the value judgment. It answers what ought to be. It is concerned with economic goals and policies to attain these goals. Next, economics as an art. Art is a discipline that expresses the way how the things should be done. And economics has various branches: production, distribution, economic, and consumption that provide general rules and laws that are capable of solving different problems of society. Yes, uh, uh, economics as an art tells us how we should apply the knowledge that we have gained, theoretical knowledge we have gained from economics, how we can apply in our real life. In economics, there are various activities done like production, consumption, distribution. So economics helps us to tell how should we do these things and help us to solve these and also help us to solve the problems. Therefore, we considered economics as well an art as well as science. Next, we are going to talk about the scope of economics. Under the scope, we are going to talk about the microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is that part of economics that only studies about an individual unit. That does not micro, as the name said, micro means small. It only studies about the small units in our society. It tells about the decision taken by different economic agents concerning with the resources that are available in the nature. It studies under this we can study various topics like consumer behavior, product pricing, firms behavior, factor pricing, etc. Last, we are going to talk about the macroeconomics. As the name there is macro, it means in a large to a large extent. It is that branch of economics that studies the entire economy. It does not studies on the basis of individual level only. It studies about the whole economy as a one part. Basically, it studies of the aggregate and averages. It analyzes the economic environment as a whole to make the decisions. The areas covered under the macroeconomics are national income, general price level, balance of trade, level of employment, level of savings and investments. This is all about the introduction of economics. I hope the video is very clear to you, and drop your doubts in comment box, and for more videos please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.